would you feel if your partner would start to neglect you, to give less efforts in the relationship, and even to spend less time with you? Wouldn't that feel like they're hurting you, or stressful, or even painful? It's probably the same thing when it comes to client and to agencies relationships. Basically, partners in life is also the same thing when it comes to work. Today we're going to look over with you guys a couple points to look over and to consider when it comes to looking for a great relationship with your agency. These are great points to review with your colleagues and your teammates to try to find what needs best suit your company so you can find the best agency to suit your company's needs. First thing first, you should always make sure to determine the internal expertise of everybody in each team. So we're talking about your own team as a business and the team of the agency you're willing to hire. Everybody has a field of expertise, and you should be willing to understand everybody's specialties and to be able to put these strengths into profit by working with everybody's specialties. Secondly, it's super important to take the time to understand and to know your counterpart. As a company and as an agency, it's super important to understand who you're working with and to understand that there's a corporate culture through every business and that there's a mix-up when you guys come together. There's not necessarily bad points or good points. There's different dynamics depending on which agency and business come together. Number 3 is the expectations. Now, expectations are super important because you want to set boundaries, but also want to see how far you can go. When you set expectations, this could be as far as deadlines, as far as brainstorming sessions, anything to make your project go bigger, but also to stay in certain limits that make your company and the agency as comfortable as they can be. You have to make sure that between the agency and the customer, 3 factors are being respected. We're talking about price points, about delays, and about quality. Now, when those 3 factors are being held accountable, the company that's working for your projects understands them and respects them. In this moment, we're talking about expectations and boundaries that are super important when you're going far off in projects that are very detailed or that need specific help. You need to keep in mind that deadlines, that price points, and that keeping in mind the quality you're looking for in your project is super important, and communicating these factors is key. Next, when it comes to understanding context and conditions, this is a factor that can really help your relationship with your agency. Now, why is that? It's because it depends really on what project you're using and you're about to take off, if it's a smaller one, if it's a bigger one, and what context it's taking place in. Do you want it to be done in a couple months? Do we have a whole year or even 2 to build this project? It really depends on what you're looking to do and how long you have to do it. Number 5 is to plan regular meetings. You have to know what's going on with your project on the end of the agency, but also keep a touch base with the customers and what they really want. So when you take the time to plan meetings and to sit down with your agency, not only do you have the time to communicate your needs properly, but you can also get a chance to take a touch point on what they're doing and how your project is advancing in time. Number 6 is to centralize documentation. You have to put your documentation that's accessible to your agency in the same place where the customer will know where it is so they can both work together. If you have a place like maybe Google Drive you can use to share the documents, or even another way of communicating it if it's maybe more confidential, it's a very necessary factor to have a spot where everybody knows the documentation is. So like this, your agency doesn't have to always write to you or bother the employees to get the information they need to advance the project. Also, it's very normal that your agency and that the customer might not have the same softwares they're working in-house. It's really a great practice to take the time and to understand what they work with. For example, if one company uses a CRM like Pipedrive and the other uses Salesforce, for example, it's really great to get a chance to understand the platforms each of them are using and maybe come to a consensus on what's best for the advancement of the project. It's also a great way to keep in mind how the work progress is going. We're looking for harmonization between the work progress and the softwares that both agencies and clients use so that we can come together to a great balance of a workflow so we can get to a project that's super successful at the end of the line. Next, it's really a great factor to have everybody maintain a healthy relationship when it comes to customers and to agencies. What we mean by that is that anything can be said in respect. We want positives and negatives comments to be said because we want the project to progress, right? So that is really important when it comes to evolving. It's really great though to keep respect in mind and to have values at heart that are similar. So in the same way, you can move in the same direction, but still have this open mind about what somebody can say that is constructive criticism. This brings me to my next point, which is tolerating ambiguity and opposition at the table. When it comes to customer and agency relationships, there can be some times where we're tugging on one side and the other. It's really a good factor to make sure that everybody's sort of comfortable with oppositions and that we're able to work through them, even if we're a little ambiguous or anxious. That's normal. We have to take time to sit with ourselves and face that in comfort and always be able to be open-minded to new things. Finally, last but not least, be challenged. Don't be scared to get out of your comfort zone. That's sort of why you're hiring the agency in the first place, right? We're trying to find somebody who's going to help us get to the next level. If you're not feeling challenged by your agency and you don't feel like they're giving you the good time of day or even the good energy, you should not only consider maybe leaving the relationship, but you should even consider maybe getting help to do that. We're here to be that help. Here at helloDarwin, we have a platform made and designed for you to find the right freelancers or agencies for your project and needs. Here at helloDarwin, we offer the right platform and the great experts that are specialized in helping you find the right agency and also to help you reevaluate the relationship you currently have if you actually hired an agency in the past or working with one currently. Our method is proven to match up the right agencies and freelancers to your needs. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Before you leave the video, please leave a comment, like, or subscribe about maybe an experience you've had in the past that didn't turn out so well, or even comments that can maybe help anybody else find a better relationship with their agency. Have a great day, guys. Bye.